Hello, everybody, and welcome. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Safi?
hello.
All right, so
Yes, can you hear me?
it's good. So we do have a duelist tournament that we are going to be doing. We're casting once again. Unfortunately for me, but fortunately for everyone else in the tournament, we will be casting. So should be pretty fun. We are scheduled to play 10 games. I believe four to determine the people in the finals, and then 6 games in the finals to um, create the eventual winner. So this is a duelist tournament, so it's going to be teams of 2, lobbies of 8, and we're going to cut that in half and have the final 8. So
So here are the lobbies. Lobby 1 is Alucard and Curry My Curry. Team 2 is Sonic and Fizz or Die. Team 3 is Kincaid and Atheist Cleric. And Team 4 in lobby number 1 is Miss Bowers and Ben Wren. And then in lobby 2, we have Hoppa Bear and Jay Carrick, XQN and Zorgo, Seville and Spidey, which are the winners from the previous tournament that I mentioned a couple months ago. And then we have Fast Eddie and Ghost Boater Live. All right, so twice per turn you can remove. Oh, this is a fun one. This is a very fun one. Twice per turn you can remove all copies of a minion in the tavern from your pool permanently. So right away, I see that elementals are in.
mhm.
A
You
very
think
common strat that I have seen is people staying on 2 and just cycling ballers over and over again.
yeah,
You just eat everything out of the tavern that's not a baller.
you can also stay on 1 and just play Dune Dollars if you are lazier, but
True. I think that's a little bit better for like Shutterwalker Bran if
right,
somebody
yeah.
happens to get one of them.
Um, Alternatively, I mean, looking at these heroes, we have the new StarCraft hero Jim Raynor. That's some people really like doing. There's no dragons in to really consolidate stats. Scabs is also pretty good, and then we have okay, so they're going for the new hero. They like it. They think it's fun, and we do have the lucky roll Snake Eyes as a supporting. So taking a look at the heroes, we do have Marin and Guff. We've got Master Win and Hogger, and then we also have the other StarCraft hero and Eudora. So Ardenus. So we'll see how Miss Bowers wants to play this out. There's already a Dune roll in the shop. I'm just
She
saying.
does have the option if she wants it, yep.
Just saying. So gonna buy the coin and the cruiser. Okay, so not going to do something like buy the busker and then level and use that as and get the free coin. Just gonna have the coin and get the cruiser. So definitely relying on the cruiser here and probably double eating, keeping the busker in the shop. A teammate did also get lucky roll, hits a 6. So that allows him to level and buy a busker for next turn. So that's actually very, very
Yeah.
powerful for the snake eyes. Yeah. I feel like she lost a busker though, right? She could have just played the busker, locked the lock.
I think she took the coin and rolled because she wanted to get another one cost upgrade.
Mm.
Is the reason she did that.
So we have the battle cruiser. Give your leftmost minion +1/+1. Not gonna go for that. Who gets an teammate has an alarm bot that passes to the battle cruiser, so it can definitely attach that, and now you have a 6/11 turn 2. That's pretty powerful. Yeah. So looking at everyone else, right? It looks like everyone also is leveling this turn. We do have one player staying on one master win. That is
Yeah.
pretty standard depending on what ability he
Yeah, I
did
got
there.
Rat King Hero
Yeah,
Power,
got
so he
Rat King.
presumably got a 2 cost spell as well.
Yeah.
Something a little interesting, Eudora did not dig this turn. She just leveled. Or last turn she didn't dig, actually, probably, because she has a 3/1
Yeah.
pirate on her board.
Yeah, you're a big fan of digging every turn in the early game with Eudora, so we'll see if they have other plans. So you can give 7 attack to the battle cruiser if she wants to. We'll see
Yeah,
how
so
invested in the battle cruiser game plan they're going to be this game.
She takes the 7 attack, then she would probably be... Okay, she's just gonna level. Yeah, if you take the 7 attack there, I think you're probably just grabbing the Saloon Keeper and the coin with it.
Okay, so they're planning on feeding this Raynor, trying to get them to level up relatively quickly. Because once you level up, you get the better spells or the better upgrades, and then you can really start getting a lot of payoff with that. So, going to be buying the attack as well. So, does like
Yes.
that.
So beasts are in for Macaw, but there are no
Yeah.
dragons.
That's why I was kind of wondering if they were going to pick this hero or not. Because really, the best payoff is with dragons. You can permanent those death rattle buffs, and that can be really, really powerful. But deciding that they still like the hero even without that eventuality for the late game. So they're cleanly winning the fights, and that is something that
Yeah.
Raynor can do. Like, you get so much health with some of these upgrades that it's hard to lose these fights if you get those upgrades early. Hmm. Kind of a weird shop for them here. If we look at the Snake Eyes also just following along the curve, leveling up. Is they're both on 3, which is can be standard for duo players if they feel pretty particularly strong, not losing fights. They both just leveled. Where some people might be staying down. You can see there's a couple of every other team has at least one player on tier 2. They're really right now the only team with double 3s, but they are running a Snake Eyes, which allows them to level up maybe quicker than other people.
She chooses to take Scout over Bedrock.
Yeah, I mean, Bedrock does you do have to wait, right, for the value, where Scout, if you want to do it next turn, you can immediately do it. They're passing the recruit and didn't play it. So I think they're trying to get a tier
She's
4
gonna go
minion.
forward next
Yeah.
turn.
So Reynad's likely gonna level to 4 and then recruit on 4 and see if they can get some good value from that. That's such a good hit. Well, I guess it didn't matter because they would always have. Well, I guess they could have tied. Yeah.
It was a coin flip.
Yeah. Somewhat. 40%.
I see. So she wants to sell the Scout this turn to go to 4.
Yeah, I think that's the game plan. Oh,
Oh,
keeping the scout
oh,
actually.
keeping Scout. Oh. They do get a 4 drop.
They do get a
Not
4 drop.
not the best not the best one,
It's
but
not
they
a
do get a 4
grifter,
drop.
but it is pretty
Yeah.
good tempo. We'll see if
Grifto or the
yeah.
what's the other one? The
Okay. So
Courier.
Snake Eyes is not leveling. Okay, going to stay down so that they can pass money to the Reyna. They're so focused on feeding this Reyna, which is a pretty good game plan. Just making sure this Reyna gets strong. Raynor. Someone's gonna tell me it's not Reynad. Raynor gets strong, and then you just use that to carry your mid to late game.
Yeah. I wonder if Miss Bowers is gonna try to get straight to 6.
It's a little tough, right? Right now it costs 11 next turn to level. They have 8 gold, so they could double sell this elemental. They'd still have 10. They'd still need one more. So it's doable, but it is like a big investment to do that if they wanted to.
Ooh, dug a golden orchestra.
Yeah. Taking a look at the other players, no one is ramping as hard as they are, right? Having this tier 4 already this early. We do have some interesting heroes. There's the Master Wind got Reno last turn, so
Ooh.
they might got a big power spike with that if they can find a really good target to Reno. But other
I'm
than
also
that,
being told that Jim is banned in dragon lobbies now.
is he?
Yeah, that's what I'm being told by chat. I don't know, like I don't like I never saw that announcement, but they also don't always announce things like that,
Yeah,
so
I guess so. Yeah, the shield's pretty good. Wonder what else they want to buy here.
yeah, she sold the minion, so
Oh, huh. Just playing as a shield.
huh.
Yeah, I would have also thought that she was going to upgrade or put it on top of her.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there is an upgrade to buff the attack of whenever you attack with your battle cruiser. So it does mean having shields is pretty powerful since you get the buffed
Just having
attack.
it naked as a minion that
Yeah.
gets to attack. Yeah.
But it is very common to just make your minion golden, right? So it's a unique thing that they're doing here.
Yeah, she's just picking up a full border divine
Of
shields. It looks
shields,
like.
yeah. So that might be their game plan for this particular game, since there's no dragon, you can't really adapt. You have the Wind Fury already, so you can Wind Fury buff the attacks and have that be your scaling engine.
Yeah, it's basically a Zarina comp at this point,
Yeah, something.
but that scales like significantly more
Yeah, you can see it's pretty
without
good
having to
right
have
now
better.
here already. Ooh, they have
Mhm.
what's it called, a Juggernaut here for Guff, right? So Guff got an early Juggernaut. There's no dragons in the lobby. So
Yeah,
it's hard to scale that Juggernaut in a real effective way, but it
they do
is
get a
one.
very favorable tie though.
Yeah. So we kind of see what the Raynor is doing, but what is the Snake Eyes doing? Are it looks like currently they're just feeding. They're just feeding for now, but so there's money,
She wants,
there's shield.
yeah, does she want the shield or does she want the money here?
Yeah. Going for the
Opt
money.
for the money.
Yeah. Understandable. I get it.
It's also a deflecto in the shop.
Yeah, I was thinking she was going to get the deflector, but she had to level, which I think is a perfect opportunity to level. So I can see why they want to do that. I could see freezing for the deflector if they want to keep that, because it means that you can have this buffed high attack deflector with a reset. But they're still
I think
probably just thinking about it.
I think with leveling here, she might be looking to level again next turn though.
Yeah, Snake Eyes has this buffed Annoyal module that he's probably passing. Yeah, so. Does he? Yeah, okay. That's what I was wondering. So they are just really invested in that big shield life. Probably doesn't care about the deflector with this setup, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty unique build. I would say. I don't think I've seen a lot of people running it this deliberately. At least, just making sure you have it like this. I've seen artists do it where with one of those abilities you can kind of set that up, but not really with this particular hero.
Yeah, I will say though, the attack buffs aren't permanent, so it could just be
No,
something they're doing for some tempo just to be able to power level.
yeah, it is pretty good tempo. Okay, we can see Hogger has been hogging. Actually has some pretty powerful hits now.
What did Reno? Oh, okay. So the Panda Reno hero power went on a Prince Malkazar, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it was on Malkazar.
Yeah, taking 15 here makes it a little bit difficult to
Yeah, you would
push.
assume that you'd be really strong with the setup,
Bit of
but
a grease spell. And advanced construction is insanely good.
yeah, advanced construction is really nice. The grease spot's also pretty nice. You could also take the tricky trousers, just because if you get the shield on the battle cruiser, then you can untaunt it. So
Hey, SI, thank you for the
I
raid.
would have definitely considered it. Uh, so they're just looking for something premium. The reactor is not really the build they're working towards right now. They still have a
Hmm.
row left. They have technically 2 rows left. Yeah, using your eject now is also super reasonable. Technically, one more roll if they want it. Ooh, okay, they have a lot more rolls now. I guess you
They
saw
have
the
more than one
clunker.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just looking at the 16 health on the battle cruiser.
Could see it for 1 gold.
Yeah, teammate is also just sitting here doing nothing, deciding if they want to level or not.
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah,
probably
okay.
seeing if
They're
they.
giving Big Brother. Okay,
Interesting.
so they have to be real fast, right? If they're going to go
They're
Big
just gonna
Brother.
level.
Okay, yeah. Just gonna level that. This is a scary position they've put themselves in. I guess
Yeah.
it's less scary than the Eudora because they're about there at 9 HP. Uh, so they're going double cleave. But the cleaves are late in the fight, right?
Yeah, I think I guess they're prioritizing the Sindori and then the buff on the cleave from the
Oh, they got a Colossus.
minion called Chimera.
I don't really see
The
this
Colossus.
yeah being picked up too
Yeah.
much. They did
I
end up
think
winning the fight though.
it's maybe the worst of the Protoss minions, but yeah, so Miss Bowers and Benren have put themselves in a scary
I
position
mean, they
here. They're
both
90
have, right.
good
There's
armor.
3 teams under 15, right? So
They
in
don't really have much tempo though. Like the
well,
Snake Eyes board is essentially
nothing,
non-existent.
yeah. Like the Snake Eyes has to do a lot here. This is one of like the very common like issues you might run across if you're playing duos, where one of your teammate, like you or your teammate has a board, but your duo player does not really have a board, and you're trying to like help them find a line, and hopefully they can do that. But they do have Terror Guard plus Big Brother, which is a pretty good, powerful demon combo. They just have 50 seconds to make it work. And are they looking at bargain bundle? What's going on? They're taking a lot of time here. I would be panicking.
So she will
oh,
get a
they
Divine Shield
they got
on
a
her battle
triple. Okay,
this turn.
they did get a triple here that could do a lot. Element of Surprise is not that great. These hits are
Not
not
a.
good.
He does get the Pirates
Yeah,
guaranteed though, because
which is helpful because the Marauder
yeah,
contracts let you buff your shop.
that's
Yeah,
so
you
unfortunate.
miss a eat. Yeah,
Yeah.
I might take the hand and the grease spot. Just okay. I guess you roll and sell bypass the hand. Oh, gonna well wisher the hand. Yeah,
Yeah. Prefer to get the Welwish on board instead of
yeah,
Portal
that's
and
fair. That's fair. It's more of a board. It's still not a board, but it's more of it. It's interesting that they're playing support system, considering that their mechs. The other like Miss Bowers is paying mechs and he's not, right? So he's it's hard for him to get shield and much easier for her to get shield on her board.
Juggernaut did get very
It
large. They
just
picked
get
up
big,
a
yeah.
relatively early Drakari, it looks like.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It went
terrible hit.
straight into it, yeah. Is it enough? It does not look like it's enough.
Doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. Looks like Miss Bowers and Benren will be
Yeah.
out in game one.
Alright, so we're
Well,
gonna
actually, it might not be. Well, hang on. It might not be 9 damage though. Hang on.
oh right, they have very low stats. It's
They're on
8
Tavern 2.
damage! Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah, they're balling.
I was
They're doing the thing I was talking about at the start of the lobby.
I was about to leave.
Okay.
I
So,
was
and it looks like the other team that had 9 HP also lost, but only took 6 damage.
that's kind of crazy. All right, can they recover? I mean, they're in such a weird spot though. Is the
Yeah.
issue. The staff is really
He
good for
he does get a full turn though with the Terror Guard and Big Brother.
yeah,
So
with the Benren. Staff's pretty good. You could well wish the gambler just to send some money. And also, Miss Bowers could decide to feed uh Benren some spells if she feels like her tempo is enough. Maybe some cheap spells. There's a couple options. I don't know. Like, how do you make this board big? You need like a second Terror Guard or something of that nature. And they're not really hitting that.
there's a second Terror Guard right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Was it too late? You hit the triple. Whew. This is a stressful one. We're
Problem is he doesn't really have any
yeah, the
money to
spells.
be
Yeah, I
able
know. That's
to.
why I'm saying like Miss Bowers maybe feeds. Oh, skips the 1 cost spell. I would definitely have picked that up and sent.
Going full Yamato
Go
cannon.
Yamato. Yeah, so Yamato cannon only stacks the damage. It doesn't like do separate instances.
Right.
So I don't know. We didn't get that much bigger for Ben Ren here, and now we're against the people in first place. with big demons. Is it enough?
It'd get a pretty good opening set of hits.
Yeah, but they only have 20 attack
Yeah.
max. It's not that impressive here. They actually tie though. Oh, they actually win the fight. They actually
They eat
kill
the
the
cleave.
cleave off. Yeah.
They have a very large
Yeah.
dual Corsair they
Yeah.
cannot get through.
All right.
So it looks like Miss Bowers and Benren will be out. Is it going to be a solo fourth, or do they split 3 and 4?
I'm moving on to Alucard.
They split 3 and 4. Okay,
Okay.
I'll move over to Theus Clary.
Well, we should be watching the same person.
Oh, the exact same person?
I mean it's easier for people to follow along if we're talking about the same
Sure, sure.
people. So we do have the Marin. Marin did have the Kodo Larger Pouch, which isn't the best trinket to pick up for Marin, but it's really good tempo. And they were able to combo it with the Shipwright to have a lot of stats there. So they played a really heavy tempo game, probably because they're taking damage early, but they're able to stabilize. And then we have the Guff doing the Juggernaut thing. So they have just one Juggernaut basically with a Drakari, and
Yeah.
they're being a little bit cheeky, if I'm going to be honest, right? With the double chameleons to try to force the cloning on there to have 3 big minions. They're missing a shield plus pants or something like that to make it really clean. There's another construct with a Well Wisher and a Portal and a Crystal.
They could also just pick up like a Mana Saber to put like position 2.
Yeah.
They also picked up a support system, so they'll be able to give the teammate, which has a bunch of large minions, because they're balling 2 Divine Shields a turn. It's pretty
Yeah.
nice.
It's quite nice. Yeah. So we have talked about this baller comp, right? Like what they're doing here. So they're staying on tier 2. Tier 2 has this 2 elemental minions, Fireballer and Snowballer. So whenever you sell those ballers, they give all of your other minions extra health or attack, and it scales. So the first time you do it, you'll get 1 attack. The second time you do it, you get 2 attack or health. And they scale with each other, so the attacks and health are together. So you can stay on 2 and force it. It's a lot better with this particular anomaly because you can eat all of the other minions, right? And leave just those elementals in the shop. So once you get to the late game, you just see nothing but ballers, which is like very powerful. Yeah. So that strategy is beating people playing normally. It's
Yep.
it's disgusting. So you can see his baller right now. It's 19 health, right? So you sell this, you gain all of your other minions gain 19 health, which is just so much health to be gaining here. And it keeps scaling, right? And they keep eating, they keep scaling. Things are looking up. You know what they should have done? They should have kept the Well Wisher or the Portal and then ported one of their minions off the board, right? Because you want to keep this Selfless hero now.
You'd like to keep the Selfless.
Yeah.
The only thing is, though, it's Divine Shielded, so it has significantly less value.
Well, you can taunt it, right, with a Gladiator, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But if they had the Portal in their hand, they could have just sent like 100 health, a 60-100, right, to his board. But then again, if we're being like super honest, like what do you replace?
Yeah, you don't actually like. You kind of like, you're
Yeah.
the only bad card on your board is his Atrocity, but you need it for the
Yeah,
Chameleon
you
Pro.
need it for the Chameleon, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Leroy, I'm gonna be honest, but oh, they're getting rid of the shields. Okay. So likes the Leroy more than the 2 shields on your teammate. I don't know if I personally agree, but maybe Saph agrees with that decision. So ended up selling the Selfless hero anyways, even with this shield, and gonna just going for the kill now. So the only time you level to 3 is when you're going for the kill. So they decided to level the 3, go for the kill, and see if this is enough to win the game. I think that's a pretty fair plan.
The only thing is they go first, so
Mhm.
leveling to 3 doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, but it's a good mindset to have, right? But I hear what you're saying. Since they go first, like if they win the fight, they'll kill. So you don't need a level.
Yeah.
Those selflesses without taunt are doing the least. They are doing the least, unfortunately.
Double beetles though.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be enough, right? They
It's
have
gonna be
the
fine.
yeah,
The Leroy is gonna kill, yeah. So they will be
able to win. Yeah,
they'll be taking first. So congrats to Alucard and HMC on game 1.
yeah. So Baller's still pretty powerful in this meta.
Yeah. In this anomaly
Yeah, in
specifically
this anomaly in this meta. Yeah. Is the lobby B still going on? Is the question. You can take a look at XQN or so.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like the second lobby is still active.
Yeah. Okay, so we are in the final fight, and XQN is doing XQN things, which makes sense. So lots of elemental shuffling. We can take a look at their teammate. Oh, their teammate is also disgusting. Okay. Yeah, it's a different lobby. Let me tell you.
So this one was the Evolving Scroll one.
Yeah. Which I don't particularly like that lobby in particular. It just feels more RNG and not really guaranteed to get you tons of value. But yeah, they're looking real nice. They're getting
They're
smited
looking
in
real
Soul.
billboard.
Yeah. So lots and lots of stats.
Yeah. They
Lots
did
of
just 23 them in the last fight, so
yeah, that makes sense.
so it looks like in this lobby, Fast Eddie and Ghost Voter took fourth, Jake Care, Copy Bear took third, and then we have
There's
XQN,
another
Zorg.
loyal mobster, oh, but skipping it. Does he not have room for another loyal?
He does, but it looks like he's playing a Reborn
A
Moose
moose and a gunner, yeah.
and yeah, a Chameleon for the.
Yeah, I can see it because they're big enough, right? So you don't really need more stings.
Hey, Signia, thank you.
Yeah, so both players have added a bit of poison into their lobby, into their composition.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only thing you can do against this specific comp. He's also going to be pulling 2 poisons. Oh, he's only pulling 1 poison, actually. The Mirror Monster kind of grieves him there.
Yeah.
So, honestly, a pretty good fight from the Omu.
Yeah, we'll see if it's enough on it, yeah.
But the only problem is the other guy also has a very large board.
Well, 600s. No, I mean, oh, the
Yeah.
poison is
The,
annoying. Yeah.
the poison, and also he's going to have 2 massive cleaves in the back.
Right, that's true. Oh, that's so true. Yeah. These players are good though. I can already
Yeah.
tell you. Like
Yeah. That's a lot of poison, too, on that board, though.
yeah. Yeah, but the cleave is too much. It's too much to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say there was a non-zero chance, though, for
Yeah,
several
I
to
would
actually
say
win this
that
one.
too.
And they were, I mean, they're at 5 HP, so like all they needed was
A good fight, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Pretty interesting endgame there on our. You can see the power level discrepancy is massive though. All right, so we do have our first games
Yeah.
going down. So on our first one, we had who were the victors? I believe they were Sonic
It was XQN, Zorgo, and
in lobby.
Alucard HMC.
Yeah, Alucard. Yeah, Alucard HMC. Yes, that's true. We could take a look at the scores though as well. You can see the updated score bracket here. So in game one, you can see first place Alucard HMC, first place XQ and Zorgo. So They'll be playing 4 games in this first round to determine who are in the final. So 2 in NA, and then we're gonna move to the EU. Is how we're doing it this.
So,
Yeah.
Something that we've been doing that
What is
makes
going
this
on?
anomaly very strong is we've basically just been having one teammate go straight to 6. So we'll see if they end up doing that or.
Does your feed look like my feed? I only have 3 teams in there.
I can't even see the teams yet. So.
Oh, okay, interesting. We'll see if it should be working out fine, but obviously, spectating in duos has not been the cleanest.
There are some spectator bugs.
Yeah,
Sure.
there are definitely bugs. So we'll see if that continues here. Okay, we do have all teams showing up, so nothing too problematic.
I might need to reload mine. I'm still on 0 seconds. Yeah, it looks like I need to reload mine.
Okay, so we have Guff picked up here for Seville, and we have Spidey on this hero. It's not my favorite hero. The tavern spells usually can be pretty weak. They did have a pretty good start though for it, so maybe it's particularly fine. So it looks like what they're doing is going straight to 2.
Yeah, I
So
think that's pretty standard. So ETC is also going straight to 2, which is interesting because he gets to hero power for a buddy on turn 2.
I still see the choose a hero option.
Went to 2. So it looks like Eddie and Ghostboat are the only 2 that didn't go up.
Yeah, some people want to stay on 1, but there's a lot of so comparative to I would say solos, there's no damage cap in duos. So if you are just leveling rapidly, you can just take a lot of damage. So you have to be a little bit careful. But I think since a lot of people have the same game plan, it's not as risky because if everyone's leveling to 2, then you're not really taking any damage. If everyone's leveling to 3, you're not really taking any damage. So the question is, are you watching your teams? Are you seeing? Are they also leveling? Are they not leveling? And making your decision based on that can help out. So you can see there's 2 ways of doing it, right? So you have one team they're both leveling to 2, and then you have another team where one's on 3 and
Yeah,
one's
that's
still
what
on
we
1.
prefer to do.
Yeah. So Jake Carrick, Halpa Bear, they have a Toki, right? So ramping with Toki is very powerful, right? If you can get to early tier 5, you can start hero power with Toki, get some 6s way earlier than anyone else, and that can give you the advantage you need. And it's actually nuts because they have a Zarek on top, right? So you ramp the Toki gets a powerful 6, you give it to Zarek copies it, and then you just have like I don't know, double Peggy, double not Peggy, double Hog Rider, something like that, some really powerful double Kelly, and you can just like steamroll the game from there. So we'll see if that's a strategy they prefer to do. So if we see Jake Carrick level again, that's their game plan for sure.
Yeah, I think Jake Carrick might. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's 2 lines of thought here. This is a very powerful lobby. You have Quilboar, which is just the strongest single tribe in duos, and then you also have Mech Dragon Beast in this lobby. So in a Mech Dragon Beast lobby, you can try to pick up the 5-drop mech that we saw a little bit in the first game, Moonsteel Juggernaut. But it's much more powerful in this lobby because you can play the Battlecry Dragon on 4 that triggers the end of turn. That one's called Efficient Engineer. And you can play it with Rylac so that you are triggering in combat as well, and you can just make a ton of the token magnetics and stack them really quickly.
Yeah, I will say that game plan is risky. We tend to do it a lot, and a lot of times you're missing like one piece, and you have all the other pieces, and if you don't get that piece enough, you just end up like basically dying. But the payoff once you do hit it is really high, so it's still really.
But if I'm saying like specifically for like the Toki that went straight to 4, if they do end up hitting a Moonsteel and passing it to the Zarek can just hero power it, and if you have 2 Moonsteels, even if you don't have the other pieces yet, it's still quite strong.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty reasonable. So we kind of have them playing fairly normal. I'm kind of interested to see what Hoppa Bear and Jake Carrick are going to be doing next turn. wouldn't mind. I guess I'll swap over and just take a look. Because the next turn can be really important if they level and well, oh my god, Papa Bear's not allowing spectating, which I'm gonna message her. Please, Hoppa, why are you doing this?
Ooh, that's a lot of money for Zorg. Got double elemental there.
All right, so we can see what Jake Carrick's board looks like. It's just one minion. Okay, so they did get a Juggernaut, and they are passing it. Okay, they have a game plan. They have a game plan, and Jake Carrick did just get a Juggernaut here. I think that's a pretty good hero power.
I'll hop over to
Pretty fantastic hero power if they're gonna commit to it. Are they gonna commit though? Is the question. They're thinking about it.
If you get a Juggernaut,
Yeah,
turn
turn 5.
Zarek,
Yeah.
you just hero power it.
Okay, they did. Okay,
especially in a dragon.
They were taking a long time. That was my issue, but yeah, they went for it. And this
very
yeah,
strong.
I think it's gonna be tough to beat them unless you get a really nice Quillboard game going.
They also have a very early support system.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
so you can kill all these.
yeah. It's quite a great setup. I think they have the best 2 heroes for this particular anomaly. So, oh my god, there's friend of a friend. Wait, you can get friend of a friend. Wait, what?
That's going to be the. Is that from selling, or is that actually just something you can hero power into?
Yeah, where is that coming from?
He's on 4, and it's a 5-drop buddy.
I don't think.
Oh! He has the Scabs buddy. He stole it from Zarek. Zarek doesn't have a buddy.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, how do you get that? But yes, okay, that makes sense.
So, do they pass gold to Toki so Toki can go 5, or are they going to stay on 4 and keep hero powering for 5 drops?
Well, okay, they're staying down, but you could easily give them 3 golds. It's not like you could easily give them 3 gold. I would love to be on 5 with Toki and then just find something to do myself. Now you could also just say I'm going to just be getting the scraps of the element, the mechs, the mech scraps, and I just need to have shielded mechs, which is also somewhat reasonable to decide on.
The other argument is if they're leaning heavily into Juggernaut for both players, which is a fine thing to do,
then just get the dragon.
You really only need 4 drops, right? You need the other than Drakari, which you can hero power into later. Like you really just need to find the dragons and the Rylak.
Yeah, I hear you. I personally wouldn't listen, but I hear you. Give me my 6s.
Yeah, this is what I would prefer to do in this situation. It's just Collins doesn't let me.
Yeah.
I do it anyway, but he doesn't also participate in doing it with me.
Yeah. I let him have his fun. Yeah, I think they're gonna struggle to lose, which is a weird thing to say.
So we have our first triple here. Let's see if this is gonna go into a 5-drop or a 6-drop. Presumably it's gonna be a 5-drop, but maybe they go for a 6.
Yeah. So these are some of the things with duos. If you have great players, is that you can find a strategy that's just hard to deal with, especially in the anomaly meta where you can really focus specifically. I think this anomaly in particular really rewards good team play, as passing gold, right? Making sure you're not wasting gold is really important. So you can have blowouts in this type of anomaly just because you're using your resources so fine tuned to a T that it's just hard to deal with.
Yeah, so no triple moonsteel.
Oh, passing it. Okay.
They do get a chameleon for later.
I like they're passing the support system because they've already had enough shields on what they need. So now they can start shielding to their teammate. I think that's a fantastic play. The brand is fantastic as well. Now that if you get the
The
dragon,
dragon.
the efficient engineer, you can start pumping. Very much. So that's the one thing they're really looking for. Something to note is they've picked up a chameleon, and this is not for the early game; it's for the late game, right? Once you have these big mechs, you can see it in the previous game where they started just. They want the hired headhunter, right? Yeah, they started just having multiple
Maybe
chameleons.
pick up the reborn as well for later.
Mm. It's not as needed, but I can see where you're
Mm.
coming from.
With the free rolls, it's probably better not to. You can pick up the Macaw though.
Oh, going for tempo. Interesting.
Well,
That's
it was like greed tempo. They chose 4/4.
right. But it feels so unnecessary, right? Because
Yeah.
they're playing this board. Like you're going to have so much stats that 4/4 is fairly relevant. I just think they ran out of gold. I mean, ran out of time. I'm okay.
But like that 100% they ran out of time.
Yeah,
But if you're going to grab something there, I'd rather just grab the Macaw for later.
yeah, sure. Wow, there's someone's already dead. Fast Eddie and Ghost Warrior also took fourth
They took
last
fourth
game
in
too.
the first one as well, so they're
Yeah,
pretty much gonna have to run the table the
yeah,
next two games.
that's gonna be real tough.
They got the Rylac. They also have another battle cry.
Yeah, you're thinking about using the relic to generate with the
Absolutely.
yeah, and
So
I'm
I would have opened up the Headhunter and seen if it was the dragon. If it's the dragon, you can Welwish the Rylac as well.
mm,
But they don't get the dragon, so
yeah, none of these are particularly important.
is that a Southwest Sightseer with a brand?
It is. I see what you're saying. I might be tempted personally.
There's a Welwisher as well.
Yeah, they do have a
Yeah,
wall wisher. Yeah,
you could just both get 4 gold
four
for
gold
one
this
Welwisher.
turn. Yeah, I'd be very tempted to do that. I would do that. I just don't.
So you'd have to sell.
Well, no, you just have pass gold. You have pass gold. You just give them the three
Yeah.
gold. They buy it, and then you pass the well wisher, and they play it again. So you could immediately do it. And I like it's 4 gold for the rest of the game, right? So you're spending what's 5 6 gold here. Next turn you already make it back completely. So it seems fantastic. But they are kind of doing it right. They did buy it once. They just didn't well wish it to do it twice. So a little bit of inefficiencies there, but
Yeah, I think they used the Welwisher to pass 1 gold. That's what
yeah,
happened there.
yeah. I know it. I know
Like
it's.
probably at like it's probably the first time they played this anomaly. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I guess that's true, right? There's so many anomalies that it's very easy to have to be seeing new ones in per game, every game. So
Ooh, it's generating a lot of money.
yeah, and they are still like 54, so maybe they can find a way to deal with this. Because that's the problem is like once you fight them, you know you're in trouble. You know that they have these gigantic mechs coming soon, so you have to find a way to outpace that. So getting money is a very good first step, but we'll see if it's enough. And they haven't found an efficient engineer yet, so they actually
They're
lose
gonna
the
win the
fight.
fight.
Yeah. Hmm. So as soon as they find an efficient engineer, I think they stop losing, right? Because that means they'll be able to double proc it.
Yeah, or Drakari even.
Or Drakar, yeah. They have a hired headhunter. I mean,
They both do.
yeah. Only one of them's on 5 though. So
Yeah, that's why they passed it to the
yeah.
Toki so that they could discover a 5.
Clunker.
Still no luck.
And then he's gonna hero power.
Curious if they even want this Zarina triple, honestly.
Oh, they found a hired headhunter triple. Okay.
Yeah, nice go.
That's really good, yeah. Because you it's a mobster. Normally that's fantastic, but
Yeah,
not in this particular setup.
awkward move in this
Yeah.
situation.
They keep going for hired headhunters looking for engineer. And they're like, where's engineer? Where is it? Where's my engineer? This show is kind of weird. Okay, they are selling the show. Oh, they found another juggernaut.
And armor's nice.
Yeah. I don't know if they want the second juggernaut because it's going to start on 3-3. Yeah. So they found it. They found the engineer.
They also found eyes, so they have two options here. They could go for the eyes and Jakari on the efficient engineer so that they can Rylak it, or
Uh,
they could skip the eyes and just keep passing the engineer.
Unfortunately, they'd already used the well wisher. That's so sad.
So they don't want the eyes, so they're not really playing that much into Rylak, it looks like.
I don't think they ever were. I'm gonna be honest. I based on how the game was going, I don't think they were ever planning on going Rylak. I was gonna say the Rylak strategy is definitely the more uncommon of the two. People know and are playing very well into the efficient engineer strategy, but the Rylak one is a little more niche, I would say. Do they even win this fight? If they lose this fight, it's quite bad because they'll be under cap.
I don't think. No, they're fine.
Okay.
Even if they lost, though, I don't think they'd be under cap because they got the armor, so they'd have to take
Mm.
14 or 13, I guess. But they
Yeah.
get the ghost turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much.
Right, right. And now they have their setup, so now like in the next couple of turns they're gonna get huge, most likely. If things go right for them. So there's usually a couple ways of maneuvering this. One is to just get a bunch of big um magnetics and then stack multiple units, but they seem to like getting a big magnetic, stacking one, and then playing chameleons to support,
Yeah.
which can definitely work out as well.
Yeah, so I think ideally in this lobby, you're going to want to just stack your Juggernaut that already has Divine Shield and then pass all the other ones to your teammate. All the other Moonsteel Satellite triples. So your teammate can have a huge board and you can have two Chameleons, the huge Divine Shielded Moonsteel Juggernaut,
Mm.
and then you have
Wow, they
the.
have two portals on the crystal. How did they get the second one?
I'm assuming it was passed.
It was passed. Yeah, I guess she found it. Yeah. Or, oh
I
well.
honestly, I don't even think you replay the you play the engineer once, obviously, because you have the free well wisher. But
Mm-hmm.
after that, I think you hold here, open up like Drakari and stuff for next turn since you're into the ghost anyway.
Sure.
No, she's gonna go ahead and play him.
Well, you can. I mean, you can play the.
Yeah, but you just hold the engineer, right? Like
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
like she's just full playing out into the ghost.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I mean, it does though, right? Because you
Yeah,
don't need it to win this fight,
yeah.
and
The
if you
potential
hold,
loses.
you can hit Drakari
Mm-hmm.
and get double value on it.
Yeah. So the punish is if they find a Drakari, they've lost a lot of stats. A lot
Yeah,
of stats, like so
they've
many.
lost roughly like 300 in stats.
It's probably more than that, right? But if they don't find it, it's all good, right? But yeah, I think considering that there's no opportunity cost because you're always winning this fight, it's a little rough to do it this early. Though in tournament play, sometimes you want to respect the ghost. I'd say this is
Eh,
not a case where you want to respect the
they
ghost.
killed them though, like two
Yeah,
turns ago.
yeah. But especially if you're not under cap,
Yeah,
like
they're the ones
yeah,
that 15 them two
yeah.
turns ago. So.
Wow, double hog rider in a lot of lobbies that's so nuts, but here
Yeah,
it's
unfortunately this
whatever.
isn't the one.
Yeah.
So they pick up another chameleon, another well wisher.
I don't mind this rodeo. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. As well. They need to start taunting. Okay, they are doing that immediately as soon as I mention it. Okay, perfect. And they find a triple well wisher. I would probably lock that in and keep
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
I don't actually think you even triple it. I think what you do is you just cycle it for yourself.
Well, what you can do is one player runs one and the other runs two, and you just have three up turn, right? I would do that.
Yeah, for now you can run it yourself, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to like play it, sell it immediately, but still no Drakari though, unfortunately.
Yeah. So there was no issues with doing the what they did last turn.
Well, hang on now, she still has gold.
They're already committing, right? They're already using their resets anyway. So this is a pretty like click intensive comp. You can't just like do nothing. So we'll see if they get to do all of their turn. Okay, they're going for the kill.
They're really going all
Yeah,
in.
they're really going for the kill here.
I mean, they're at 39, so.
Yeah, but I mean, they're against XQN. I may as well try to win. Okay, that's the most important hit there.
Yep. Yeah, they need the.
But they lose the shield. But
there.
it's still
Yeah,
still
but
crazy.
it's better to lose the shield than to lose one of
Yeah, yeah.
the other ones. So.
And now you can kind of see. So there's an issue here. There's no Murlocs in this lobby, so the ability to get poison and scam is significantly lower. So it just allows this comp to have one or three big guys, and then it's hard to deal with this. So it's
Yeah, this is a fairly low roll version of the comp as well.
I mean it's no, I disagree with what you're saying. It's pretty. They just don't have a Jakari, right?
Yeah,
But you.
turn four on Curry.
That's so common. What we've played this so common. They have the brand, they have the three well wishers, and they got the Juggernaut super early, on top of having the engineer, at some point. So I would say like this is like pretty good, and they have double chameleon as well.
I
So
like taking the panda from the battle card discover there and leveling to 6 to look for wisdom ball because
wisdom
wisdom
ball,
ball
yeah,
gives you Jakari very frequently.
yeah, that's fair. But they're not doing that. They're still kind of I think they're just like satisfied with what they have, which is like reasonable, but they could be bigger. I agree with what you're saying, but they're also like big enough that it doesn't really matter. I like this boon spell. I
Yeah, I
wouldn't
hate it as
play
well.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't play it yet, but I like having it for the final fight just to like guarantee that you get the procs in case they wanted to do something like Scissor Spear on you. Yeah, it's going to be hard to lose. We could tell though early on they had a really nice setup with the Toki into the Zarek, right? And it's just a really clean set of team.
So how do you let's say you're executing in Zorgo, you know what you're up
How do
against
you beat
now.
this? Beasts are in, so you can run Magnamooses. So it'd probably have to be something like Leroy's and the other Leroy Spores and the other players running Reborn Magnamooses. And then you need to have one big guy like on your board too, so you can. Okay, they're doing it.
Similar to this one. I
uh
think what I would personally be looking for
huh.
would be Macaw, Blaster, Titus, and then Scam, and then buffing your Scam unit so it doesn't die to the
Yeah,
kill.
but
Because
that's so hard, right? Like
you
you're
need to
as
be able to kill the chameleons, and you
yeah.
can't currently get to the chameleons to kill them. Because like realistically, like Hoppa Bear has one minion, right? Like if you can kill these chameleons
Mhm.
before
Yeah.
uh before they can actually turn into juggernauts.
It you can solve that problem if you know that's what they're doing though. You can buff them up. Right, there's cool boys in this lobby, so if
Yeah,
you
of
wanted
course.
to.
She can buff them, but she hasn't been. She's been skipping
Right,
fire breath.
right,
So
right. Uh,
like I'm just thinking like from XQN and Zergo's point of view, like the only problem is you also have a very large
there,
second board to be
there's
able to
there's
keep
a
them.
there's a number of problems, but yeah. Um, Even if you beat that board, you lose to this one. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And they're at
Ooh.
28, so they can even take a loss and adjust if they need to most of the time.
Hmm. Yeah, it's just a tough setup, right? Like if you can get a really nice Juggernaut setup, which they do have, it's really tough to deal with this. Like how do you beat this? Realistically, most compositions can't really deal with this effectively. So you're just kind of waiting for death, as I like to call it.
That's a good pickup.
Mount's a good pickup, yeah. Just to set up, yeah. Especially if it's final fight, you don't really need the Swallowisher. But you
You
already
could
have
just
the
take.
Beetle, so.
Honestly, though, you could just take the mana saber over the mount because it's 3 guaranteed taunts or 3 guaranteed minions to die, and 2 of them are taunts.
I mean, I think since you have the Beetle, you don't really care. Like, you're already going to be happy most of the time. I buy this Sightseer.
Of course, you would. I could see taking the time management for 2 health on the things.
Oh, just to play around Blaster. They have shields though too, so it's gonna be even harder. I just don't see how you get through this. Like 4,000 health on 3 minions. Oh, if that upper hand hits
Upper
the,
hand, though.
if the
Yeah.
upper hand hit that Juggernaut, that would be the line to actually scam. And the Saf does not like that. That's possible. I'm okay with it though. But yeah, that did not happen. So now you have to deal with 3 Divine Shield Juggernauts, and most boards cannot do that. What board can even deal with this, like, stat wise?
Some like big Quillbore boards, maybe.
I don't
Like
even.
you'd have to really high roll
Would
Quillbores.
Quillbore even be enough? Like, to get like turn 13, you have 4,000 your Quillbores. I don't think so. Right?
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah. Yeah, Reborn Leroy plus Khadgar. Yeah, old school.
There is actually an interesting comp. We haven't had the lobby yet, so I'm not going to talk about it yet. But there's
Yeah.
an interesting comp in undead lobbies that you could do that could probably deal with this board. But yeah, so we're gonna take a quick break, hop over to the EU server, and then we'll get to the second round or the second set of the first round, I should say. Let's spectate someone who really needs to win because the likelihood that we get to spectate them again is less than the people who are already at the top. If I'm just being honest.
Wow, that's dark. Okay.
There we go. Okay, just took a minute to switch over. All right, so as you see, they don't have hero perks. That's gonna be
Yeah, they don't have.
common
Yeah,
to.
in Europe they don't have hero perks. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of the EU players don't have hero perks on NA, and a lot of the NA players don't have the perks on EU. So that's another reason that we kind of like to do it 50-50 on which server you play on. That, and then obviously there's latency issues as well.
We should knock for sure. By the way. So Overseer Orb's a particularly interesting one in that you can kind of force what you want to play, essentially, because since you're going to get the minion types every time you level, you can just say, "Oh, I want this particular type," and force it. So we'll see if they lean into that strategy or they have something else going on in particular.
Yeah. So I assume Omu here is probably actually going to take the Annoyatron. It is a Moogle lobby, so you give it Divine Shield anyway. Like, you can give it the bananas. Like, it's a good minion to have. But on top of that, whenever you level, you would probably rather have some early game mech synergy than some early game dragon synergy.
Yeah, dragon stuff, at least early game, is not the most impactful, so you usually want to be leaning into the mech strategy if you had to pick of the two. Demon stuff with Guff is also particularly good, and they have a really nice Guff setup with the Picky Eater. But they are going to go dragons. Okay. They'd rather have dragon synergies. So what you pick turn 1 is like it actually matters a lot on what you end up playing in this particular anomaly. So we'll see if they actually do lean towards dragons or if they end up still being Omu and doing something different. The last was pretty fun. You probably want to buy the last one. Well, you can't. You can't actually. That's so weird.
Yeah, you just have to level. There's nothing
Yeah.
you can do. It will refresh the shop, but
Yeah.
hopefully you get another 2-cost spell that you can play.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you have the alternative line of staying down and taking the seer in the last.
So you can sell and buy a random dragon, but you could also fortify. This is what I'm talking about, right? These dragons aren't that engaging, but
Yeah, I would have much rather taken the mech
the
opener.
mech here, yeah.
Alright, so it looks like cast 12 spells for Senfall Medallion is the
That's pretty good. In Mukla lobby, that's so easy.
yeah, you get a
Yeah.
banana every turn. And it's a Naga lobby as well, so
Mhm. So passing the synthesizer to the teammate.
yeah.
Oh, it was from recruit spell. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so they are going to sell the yeah, so they just didn't want to commit. I don't mind like fortifying but triple bananaing the low flyer and just having
Yeah, I think you well, let's see. So I assume they're gonna level by next turn. What dragon would they really want on 3? Yeah, I mean there's nothing that you'd really want to like use a bunch of bananas and pawn spell on, so they'll
yeah.
probably just do it now.
Always holding the bananas. What's the payoff for dragons for holding bananas? Poet?
Oh, it
Yeah. Seems like
Orc-wing if you really want to greet them.
no. I'm holding my bananas for warfaring is not the strategy I would allow. Yeah. If you're telling me that, I'm like the smuggler is actually quite good here, right? Because you get the low flyer, it's gonna proc everything, so you end up getting +1/+1 a turn, and you have bananas. I actually like this wolf smuggler here a lot. Like this is the one card that makes me like okay with dragons. If you work if that was like your
Yeah,
game plan, I would be like okay
it makes
smuggler.
your level curve kind of weird. Yeah,
Whatever. Like
he's looking at it for sure.
it's
He's like, but
it's
what do I do?
it's worth it. I think.
Yeah, so you pick up the smuggler and then what?
Eh,
Yeah, he's gonna skip it.
Ah,
Double Amber Guardian and Terragosa though.
yeah,
Chooses
yeah.
Terragosa first. I guess that makes sense
Because you
because he
can
gets the
pump it,
2/2 buff.
but you want to pump the flyer too.
Well, no, he's just gonna like with the synthesizers, right?
Oh,
He's
with the
just getting 2/2 buff.
synthesizer, yeah. It it's close. I don't know. Yeah. If there was another good target, you take it. You take that smuggler, but I could see it. Can't level by smuggler. I know it's but smuggler's so good in your setup here.
Specifically because you have the
The low
Muklas and
flyer as and the
well,
Mukla.
yeah,
Yeah.
and low flyer. Yeah, actually, yeah, the Mukla, the low flyer. You have the double 2-drop.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I
it's
wanted. I know, but it's rough to.
staying down does feel really bad there,
Yeah.
Zomu. Especially because like there's nothing else in the shop to buy. Like,
Ooh, wow,
mhm.
triple amber. The
Yeah,
weird thing though is with this setup, you get a lot of these triples and you can't level for a
you
higher
can't.
tier.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. The Omu hero power like is so weird because usually you just double buy and the next turn you could level and buy
level
the
by
double.
yeah, but you can't unless you skip it. Double buy I do like.
Yeah,
Yeah. Are you looking at this catch? At
mm,
any?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They're freezing the triple. I guess, does that mean that they're not going to level next turn then?
Possibly.
So you would.
I mean, you can still level. Like nothing is really stopping you from leveling, if we're being honest. But yeah. Okay, they are
Yeah, they're
gonna
gonna.
roll.
They're gonna
Yeah.
I think that's correct, honestly.
Yeah. I think it's fine because you could still get the triple later, and every time you level, you get a Hamul. So it's particularly interesting though. Some people, I wouldn't say it's bait, but some people would definitely stay down for it. And I can see the issues with that as well. Those were the two best shields. What a lucker dog
By far.
gets the tie.
Yeah, they went from taking a bunch of damage to getting a tie from those shields.
And they that's funny. How does that happen?
And
That's like they
yeah,
hit the that's like they got the roll again. That's so weird.
yeah, all dragons.
That's so weird. You could honestly take this.
Yeah.
If they give you a gold, it's not too bad. Is he gonna level still? Ugh. Then you have 2 gold to do nothing with. I can see taking it here.
You level and beg your teammate for that hasty excavation. So you
Yeah, you could do.
All right, looks like they're gonna stay down. Oh, they passed the hasty though. Interesting.
But they did go for the full tempo. Okay.
So 10, 7. Okay, yeah. So the hasty
Yeah.
allows them
To
to
buy
buy the
and
extra
level.
guardian
Yeah,
and
and
hasty
level.
and then level.
Yeah.
They're still gonna be floating 2 gold, which is pretty weird. But
Well, I mean, you do get to see a new shop, so maybe that matters.
yeah,
It lets you like recycle something. He's buffing the second one.
yeah. I think he just wants to.
Oh, to get the double proc on the.
He needs
Okay,
to put the
I see
low
it.
flyer.
No,
He
it
needs to put
doesn't.
the other.
No, it doesn't, because he'll buff the other one, right? So it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, yeah. The low flyer. Okay,
Yeah.
the 9/11 buffs and then the
Yeah.
6/4.
Yeah.
So he used 2 bananas to get
Whew,
2
that's a big guy.
the lock prince.
Yeah, that's a big lock prince. So there, lock prince was bugged. I don't know if it's still bugged, but it would only work with temporary buffs, which is the buffs that he's giving. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So it probably is still bugged, but it does work with Naga spellcrafts perfectly. Oh, it's fixed. Okay, it's also fixed, so that also works too. Ah, okay. He doesn't know if it's fixed. It only works with temporary currently, so it works there with Naga spellcraft.
Okay, so make sure that we buy before we level
Yeah,
here.
buy level, get the 5, and gets 2 more
Double triple.
triples. Yeah,
Okay.
so none.
Again, very weird though, because you really want 6 drops as dragons from this spot.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Like, you could buy them and hold them, like if you really want to be that person. He needs another gold. There's also a Terragosa on this Guff's board. Oh, he is gonna do it. Gets a 4, passes a Terragosa.
Oh, I guess he sells the glow scale and takes another 5 then.
Or holds it. Like, you can buy it, hold.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you're holding.
Okay, not gonna hold. Okay, get the brand.
Brand is decent.
Well,
I also
actually, no,
think
no, no.
Terra
Terra Guard is also, yeah, because
Yeah.
the teammate is going demons, so you can
Yeah.
like, even this pilgrim, right, is lets you get an extra demon a turn.
Yeah, I think of the. Okay, he's gonna just greedily take the brand for
Yeah,
himself.
I know. You're playing with Sap.
I would definitely maybe pick up.
You would consider it.
I would definitely consider it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, this board is pretty strong, Naga. I think Naga is one of the better ones here, right? Because they really like getting synergy.
Staying on tier 3 for it.
I gotta say that dragon decision worked out though, right? If we look at the state of the demon board and the state of the dragon board is way better.
Sure, but we weren't deciding between dragons and demons.
Or it was dragons of max, yeah, that's true.
That's a very important fight for Miss Bowers and Penryn because they're
Yeah,
also
that
at the bottom of the
13,
lobby.
yeah,
And they need to win this one as well.
yeah. They've struggled a bit this tournament.
So if I'm the Omu here, I'm probably just triple buying minions that aren't the synthesizer. That way I can buy the synthesizer the following turn, and then sell off the 3 minions.
Well, you're not Omu. Oh, are they just going for a 5? I think I would hold that.
You have to go for a 6.
Oh wow, no. It's a brand pair. Maybe that helps.
So what do you do? Just pass catch twice?
Yeah, that's the weird spot now. Where do you go from here? Where do you go from here as this Omu player? You just roll? There is engineer, which is kind of it does nothing, right? Yeah, they're both start of combat turns. It's only the I mean, the low flyer is whatever, right? Like you get 4 attack.
You get 4 attack to your board.
Yeah. It's basically Guzzle the Goop, right? I mean, it's slightly better because you double proc the Wolf Smuggler, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, Guzzle's okay, but I'd probably rather just pick up the Big Brother pair for my teammate and hold it.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah. There's no need to use the banana, but you can do it anyways.
I just feel so bad wasting all these triples on 5 drops whenever you really
Yeah,
drop
I
this.
hear you. Like, it's weird hearing you say that because you, if there was mechs in the lobby, you'd be like, I'm getting 5s.
Well, it's just because like you're hard committed into dragons at this point, right? Like
Sure.
you need Pally, you need Warpwing. Like those are the
Yeah.
2 important dragon cards.
Yeah.
Like I guess the argument if you're taking 5s is that you want to try to pick up the
The demon stuff maybe.
yeah, well no, I mean for dragon specifically it's Nightbane.
Nightbane, I don't think it's that important in the real comp though.
Yeah, especially
Especially
because of the
in
mech lobby.
yeah, because mechs are in, yeah.
I'm just trying to rationalize why you take a bunch of 5s there.
It's because if you level, you don't get them.
Well, no, but like I said, you could just triple buy, right?
Yeah,
The things that hit, and then
I don't mind like buying and holding. You take 15 anyways, you know, because your teammate has no board, so may as well just like do something. But yeah, it's getting a 5s. This better be brand. It's not brand. I guess Minari, but you pass it to your teammate maybe.
yeah, you should.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't do it.
Yeah, this could also just be the pressure of
Yeah.
losing the first couple games.
Yeah, and you have Big Brother. Like you should be giving him the second Big Brother here, right? For sure.
Oh, and then they passed the second brand after they played the Minari.
Yeah, and they also still just have, okay. Finally, the Big Brother goes down. It's so tough. You wanna buff the shop before you eat. Yeah, you can buff a minion in the shop. And you should definitely be buying the Well Wisher. The shell, yeah. Oh, we skipped it. Oh.
Yeah, that's 2 spells that are big.
Yeah, this floating watcher is so bad. This is a rough one. Furious Driver is probably better. Like, they need to survive. This watcher is so bad. It's actively throwing. Sell it and play the thing. And Omu did not do anything this turn, right?
Yeah. Didn't even level.
Yeah.
It's a pretty rough spot for them, especially because like they have to get first in this game. So like both of them just being stuck on 4 like this.
Yeah,
like, they really need to level.
The game plan wasn't clear with the anomaly, I think. Because you have the choice to pick the hero. They picked Omu in this hero, and you can see it's like not a bad hero, but you have to be very like deliberate in how you're playing it. They did tie. Wow. And Miss Bowers and Benren unfortunately fell out again. It's gonna end their run for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure mathematically will end their run.
Yeah. But they had a good tournament in the last one. Unfortunately, like this anomaly meta was a bit rough for them. And sometimes like anomaly can be random, right? You can just randomly get some particular ones. Yeah, those are great. Yeah, I'm getting the monies. Hear me out.
Not selling, right? You're just gonna sightseer by the other side.
If I was playing, I would, because I wouldn't have this board, right? And I'd have space.
I think you tell your team. I think you tell your teammate to open up the battle. Okay, so there's no dragon there.
Yeah, buying a roar is not that great.
Wait, where did the Oh, they don't have the demon.
No, they sold the Terror Guard or something.
They don't have the Terror Guard.
Yeah.
Did they take the Terror Guard, or did they skip it? I don't even remember.
I think they skipped. They skipped
it. They skipped it for the brand.
Oh, there's the golden sights here. The golden, and they've already cycled one. You see, I that's not me. I would have a golden.
Yeah, that's why I said you. That's why I said you wait on the sets here to see what your teammate does.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have to wait. I would just have two
The
in my hand.
brand.
Yeah. It's weird because they both have brands, right? So
Yeah.
they could have had a golden brand. It's such an awkward board state for them now. Like I don't know how you win from the
They'd actually
position.
be in such a good spot if they had taken the Terror Guard instead of the first brand.
Right. Um. Yeah, they would actually be in a lot better position because demons are one of the best minion types this patch. Just because you get so much scaling pretty readily, and it's hard to deal with if you can get the setup.
Yeah,
But
nobody's playing Murloc, so you're not really super worried about a bunch of poison. Like it's Demon, Naga, and then
but
Mech.
the mechs are kind of scary because if the mechs are big enough, they can one shot you if they have the setup. But um, it's not like super common. So
And they do make top 2 with this.
yeah, but
It's
yeah,
like Kincaid and Atheist Cleric fall. So Alucard and HMC getting top 2 again, I think guarantees that they may. I'm not gonna like don't quote me on that, but I think it guarantees they make it to the finals.
we'll see. I mean, maybe. I mean, we'll see, right?
They were in
It's
first place already, so they had 8.5 points. So they're gonna get at least. Actually, is that scoring correct? 8.5. No, that can't be correct.
they should have four.
It's 5-3-1-0, right? Is the scoring? I think Terry's scoring is off. Actually, I need to tell him about that.
They did find a Terra Guard, so they do have that now. They're keeping this Leroy. I can see it. I don't know. I think you can probably get out of this picky and play this percussionist. I wouldn't use the spell. If the picky eats it, then you don't want to. Oh, he sold a big brother. Wow. That's your. Mm.
Yeah, so he found the Terror Guard, but sold the Big Brother.
Yeah. That's the I'm going to die kind of play, but I wouldn't be that worried or he's
And then
just
sold the Terror Guard.
yeah. He's like
So they're all inning this turn, but the problem is their opponents are at 50 health.
50, yeah. There's no way you one shot
You
them.
have to be able to keep scaling.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you like transition a psych to scam, but they're both playing mechs. Like this gunner is not helpful into the mech matchup either. So I you just have to be bigger than them, and it's so possible here. Look how small their mechs are too. Yeah, but now you just lose your big because you kept your taunted ones, so you lose them for free. Won the fight. I'm not really.
Yeah.
Not really gonna say that. Yeah.
There's not gonna have enough stats here to do.
No, they're not. But yeah, you could see like the mech players, right? They both decided to go mechs, and they didn't lose a single fight, basically, right? I think they haven't, right? Because they have the starting armor.
Yep.
So
HMC and Alucard are gonna take down game number 3 for lobby number 1.
yeah,
We'll definitely put them in the finals now.
yeah, definitely a clear cut game plan, right? They both just bought a dragon at the beginning, and that was enough to win.
Looks like
XQ and Zorg are still in there.
Yeah, so Appa and Jake Eric looks like.
Those are probably the final two.
Yep. And XQN and Zorg have 25 health, and Hoppa and Jake Eric are chilling with 1. So looks like Hoppa's playing mostly scam.
I'm watching XQN and Zorg, and they have huge demons. So this is the demons you wanted. This is what we were looking for last game. This is what I'm talking about. They have the double golden big brother. They have the Terror Guard set up. They have the Archimonde so that they can make their spells very cheap, and they have the rolls, and they just have huge stats. This is kind of the dream. setup, and then the other guy is just doing waiting for death, basically, just playing scam, waiting for death.
Yeah, and it looks like Hop and Jake Carrick are both trying to transition to as much scam as possible this turn.
Yeah, because they have to deal with this gigantic demon board. That's like the problem, right, for them in this lobby. Chef's choice is reasonable. And you're losing a lot of free spells like that. I don't know. Just going
I
for
actually, yeah, it's anti-scam. Like, I think he's looking for anything that summons multiple minions
yeah,
here.
sure. I mean, the striker is like one of the worst. Like you have 4 things have to die, and you're not gonna get another. Like you want to.
You'll summon, so
s-
you basically you'll get 2 extra summons off of it because it'll reborn and then whatever it summons out of it.
Yeah, it's not the best, but yeah.
Unfortunately, it looks like he's gonna lose all of them to the one real minion that Hoppe had though. Um,
Think you lose here, right?
oh yeah, the Bone Rend with the Lock Prince. That's actually kind of cool.
The
I
Bone
don't think I've
Red
ever
is
seen that.
such a stupid card. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like it's so unfair. Like,
yeah, they're gonna take a lot of damage. Is this lethal?
no, don't think so.
Uh, I okay, 2
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. The other one drop in the back was what I was thinking. But yeah, Bone Red is actually a super scary scam card with base skill back in the lobby. You can actually do a lot of tech with that. I don't like that they're just adding more scam for good players. Like that they do that every season. They unintentionally add more scam. Like they're not trying to.
So it looks like in lobby 2 we have XQN and Zorgo and Hopper and J Carrick heads up, like we're looking at now.
Yeah,
They are actually first and second overall
it makes
before this
sense.
game in the
The
lobby.
Devour is kind of nice, but then again, maybe it's not because you don't really need it.
Now they need
Yeah, they.
actually they're in a really rough spot with the
Yeah,
golden
yeah.
4 drop. Like that the card is so insane.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you deal with this now? You could run. Yeah, it's tough, right? You don't have blasters either. You don't have enough blaster. You could
Yeah,
send
but
one of the minions to your teammate though. Like you could send one of your big demons to your teammate because you don't
you
need all
can,
of them.
yeah. But the problem is both teams
Are running
are full
scam some.
scam.
Yeah. But I mean, it's nice to have one big minion in the back if you're going to be playing that. There's also the straight shot. Straight shot could be
I was
good.
gonna say the Sendori could be the pickup, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, XQN's into the guy with the golden thing. I think the straight shot was probably the play.
Yeah.
You just have to try to kill the 13-13.
Yeah, because you bump here and then you have a shot at killing that.
If you go first, you have a chance.
Yeah,
If you don't go first, I don't think you have any chance. Yeah. Yeah, there's basically no chance, nothing. They will get
well
rid of
you can get rid of the
a
poisons.
couple of poisons, though.
Wow, okay. At least you got one.
The problem is, though, the base skill
No,
is
no,
so
but
bad.
it's okay because they didn't
Oh,
die. Yeah, so you actually clear most
okay.
of the boards.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's enough though. I guess
Yeah.
you're against the same. Yeah, but the base skill in there has a gigantic minion. Yeah.
They did have one shot, though, at the bone run there with the thing open. But yeah, so Hoppa and Jake Carrick are going to take it down.
Yeah. Found a way
It's a
to perfectly scam their way into that top spot. I gotta try that bone red into like Taunted Belcher. It's actually so toxic. Yeah.
but
Feels like a
yeah, so we're
6 drop,
gonna
not a 4. I don't even know if it's like healthy, in terms of design, because there's no like cap to it. What it abuses, like it's one of those cards where like when like Hawkstrider, right? When it's on 5, everyone's just using it for their own like every comp, right? Oh, Hawkstrider's in there, I do it for everything. So it
yeah.
has that kind of feel where there's like no real cap. But that's the issue of like making like simplistic cards that are easy to read. Like the synergies are immense, right? Where anytime you summon, you get another copy or 2 copies. The synergies are so immense. So it's not like this only works with pirates, right? Anytime you're talking about pirate, you could do that, and that makes it easier to read. But uh, you want cards that people can like figure out for themselves, and like, this synergy works really well. So it's kind of a
Yeah.
tough ask.
So normally we would go to lobby 2 for this last game, but lobby 2 is actually already decided. It's going to be Hoppa Bear and Jay Carrick and X-Goon and Zorgo advancing, no matter how the placements shake out for the final game, because they are up by
A lot.
7 points
Yeah.
on third place. So third place can't even catch them.
Yeah. Run the
Um,
adverts.
so we'll go to lobby 1 for the final game, and it looks like Alucard and HMC are in no matter what. And then Kincaid and Cleric have 9 points, and Sonic and Thiz have 4.5. You get 5 points for first, so that would put them at 9.5 over the 9. So basically, the only way that Sonic and Thiz make it in is if Kincaid and Atheist Cleric take fourth and they take first. Any other placement shake out and they can't make it in. So we can watch Kincaid and Atheist Cleric for the last game, it looks like. But yeah, so we're going to take a quick ad break, and then we will get back into the final game of the first round. Then after that, we will get into the finals.
Sounds good. Let's get started. Does lobby 2 need to play, or can players rest? I mean, it'd be weird to not let them play, no, right? It's part of this is just the joy of playing in a competitive environment. It's like, yeah, you're doing it for the tournament, the money, but a lot of people just do love playing in these competitive tournaments and be like, you don't have to play. You can't. I mean, it seems a little wrong to me. So
Since Lobby Legends is no longer a thing, it's very rare to ever even be able to play in a tournament setting.
yeah,
So it's kind of nice to just be able to have like all good players
I'm
on there.
so jealous. But it looks like we have Path of the Treasure Seeker. So after you refresh 5 times, you find the golden monkey. So basically, everyone has an Elise on their board, technically. So can be pretty powerful to get these early triples if you use it correctly. Having heroes that can reroll is really powerful, and elementals in particular is also a really good minion type to play with because there's a lot of ways to get these rerolls. So those are some of the things worth looking at. I'm looking at this.
Spectator bug.
Yeah, I have 5 or 6 white borders in here, which is a little bit disgusting.
Elementals, Nagas, Pirates, and Undead. So I'm not seeing any crazy synergies between the tribes. It looks like a pretty straight up game.
This is a pretty nice tier 6 or tier 5 lobby where you can go demons. There's no murlocs, right? So stats are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You can go demons, you can go pirates, you can go nagas. You can even go elementals as well, right? With the tier 6. So I think tier 6 probably the best. Undeads are okay, but they're usually good for like early tempo if you're trying to win. You could pick it up, but they're not necessarily going to be carrying you. You can see there's a hogger in the lobby. Someone's already leading to go pirates, and then there's some other synergies here. We have the undead Theron. Theron probably leading in undead, just gameplay. And we have some Galakron, tier 6, pretty good. You don't roll with him, so it's a little bit weird, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And then Miss Bowers and Benren have Marin and Maiev, which are also pretty good.
There's like this is a pretty good
Oh, I like that
Gallic
play.
lobby.
Oh, I like that play from Atheist Clary. Hero powers a passenger and then sends the banana to the teammate to get the double pump while pumping the other.
Yeah. So in this lobby specifically for Nether Construct, obviously since demons are in, buffing the shop is good. You can pick up a bunch of passes and pass the Nether Construct, and if you do make it to tier 6,
Wait, did they leave?
I don't know.
Uh, oh no, they're both on tour.
No, they're
No,
both on
no,
tier.
okay, okay.
You can also pick up Fandrel's Fortune in this lobby, and since Nagas are in, you can pick up Storm Splitter and copy a bunch of Fandrel's Fortunes and just print a whole bunch of the Nether Constructs from that spell.
Gonna pass the blood. I like that. I was wondering if they were able to get the passenger proc, and they were able to do it with the gambler. The double buy, you get the 2 gold with Hogger, you have that extra gold you can pass. Not gonna take the hasty though, which I'm confident enough with a passenger. You're not gonna be taking damage that I wouldn't mind the hasty here, but
Yeah, I would grab it as well.
yeah, but not gonna go for it. Just feeling pressured, feeling scared. You know, sometimes when you're in tournament mode, you are like more scared of your opponents than maybe you need to be. But sometimes it's right being scared because they are, you know, strong. And this is scary already. What the?
That's a
How
very early one.
how did he get
Galacron.
that? Oh, Galacron. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's honestly not something we do, but it makes sense here. Getting
For
that set
yeah,
up.
on
Yeah,
Terran
yeah,
specifically. Yeah.
yeah. So here
So
you
you
can level and then
level
hero
6
power take a 4. Yeah. Teammate can also level pass.
The alternative would be you hero power the 2/1 pair.
Yeah, but a 4 seems pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah, in this lobby it's not too bad. You can get an early grifter or something.
Could also get an Elise.
You can get an
It's
Elise.
not that bad. You get
Yeah, I go for it. I
two
don't hate it.
procs, yeah. So you can see they have not rolled a single time yet.
Yeah, I'd say most people haven't rolled
Yeah,
it.
and that is the issue with this particular um anomaly. You're not rolling early, so it's really
Yeah,
only in the late game when it starts being
you
relevant.
realistically, like, the only way that you could force this to be anything other than a super late game anomaly is you would just feed your teammate to power level, and then you would stay down and spam roll so that they could take like
Mm,
fives and sixes with
right,
your
yeah,
abilities.
I could see that. Like, let's say you're playing Goya, that could
And
definitely work.
25 for Minari, Messenger, and Battlecry's trigger twice. That's a It's a strong quest, but 25 uh, cards is a lot of cards to add to your hand.
Oh, 25 to your hand. Okay, it's not 25 battle cries, which is
No,
impossible.
no.
Okay. So how do they want to do this, right? How do they want to maneuver? What you could do is hero power the scout, pass it to your
Yeah.
teammate, they level, and then you get to roll. Or you could honestly, oh,
No, I think you sell it and then you buy the double money stuff in shop.
but he could have passed it, sold, and double
Or
buyed, and then his teammate could have leveled. So I, I, I mean, I guess the teammate could. Oh,
you
okay.
could also take Plunder Pal or Crewmate and just pass a catch too.
Hmm. I don't
Or
know.
take double money, I guess, and not pass. You don't have to pass this turn. It's like
Legitimately, they could have gotten like 4 6 drops next turn, right? Because you pass the money, he goes to 4. He still has the money, the gambler, to level next turn, and then you have Elise. You could next turn roll 4 times, pass, and then double. I guess you get 2 6 drops
you
next
get
turn.
2 6 drops.
Yeah, which is still fantastic. Like, but deciding not to do that strategy
Yeah,
here.
they're just slow playing it by turn.
Yeah. I mean, but that's very important, right? Like you're losing 2 6s in a turn, like, and now that I mean now they're both still on 3, right? One of them could be on 5 instead of being on 2. Being both on 3, they could be so fantastically good. Like obviously you'd lose this fight, right? You take 15 here, but then you're playing Hogger. You have 2 6 drops. Very likely, a lot of the powerful things are on 6. You have elemental scaling, you have demon scaling, you have Naga scaling. Maybe that one's less relevant for what you're doing, and you have the pirate payoffs, of course, right? So this could be a really, really powerful turn for them, but unfortunately didn't go for that direction. They end up getting a jumping jack, which is okay, but like it didn't even win the fight. Trying to hit the busker triple here, but didn't hit that. Uh, yeah, so now I'm not sure where you go here. Do you just roll it down with the Elise and get
Well,
fives?
you could hero power the far sale, sell the seer and level, like sell the seer and sell like Myrmidon or something and
Myrmidon
level.
level. Well, the thing is, they need to roll,
Oh, they're
right, with the
passing it.
Elise. They need to roll with the Elise so that they
Okay,
can get
so
the 6 drops.
sure.
So,
So they're passing it, which means hmm. Oh, they're gonna take a 5, or are they just gonna hold first? No, they're taking a 5. Crusader's good.
Yeah, Corsair is good for Hogger for sure. And you can play this and the Hunter and then get the Captain and play the Captain and you have at least have a board.
So what I'd like to see is
Level and then get 6s next turn.
yeah, Clary takes 3 rolls, double procs the Elise, and then passes both to the Hogger, and the Hogger levels to 5 and takes 6s.
Yeah, but they're essentially 1 turn behind based on their play. They
Yeah,
could
they could have done that this turn had
yeah.
they not
Yeah,
stayed down.
yeah, and the payoff is not that good. Like staying down, you get a dual wheel Corsair, right? Like that's not enough to carry you. So
And they're gonna be taking 15 here. It looks
yeah,
like so
yeah.
they're in a very scary spot. They basically have 1 turn to stabilize.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get to level and take their 6s, but then they have to stabilize the following turn.
Yeah, like the thing is, we're watching these players, but the other teams are also like doing very strong things as well, right? I will say like no one's really leveling, which is weird to me, right? There's so
Now,
many people on 3.
I do want to point something out though. The people we're spectating, they
Mm.
just need to not take 4th to make it to the finals.
Oh, really?
If they get 3rd and they get 1 point, they're 100% guaranteed in mathematically. So
Okay, so they just need to beat Alucard and Harry McCurry.
they don't need to win this game at all. Like 3rd is the same as a 1st for them.
Okay. They did level with the Elise player, which seems unnecessary. There's a courier.
Yeah. You could pass the courier.
Yeah,
You could
but now
also
they have
go
no money.
fire and take the monkey.
Yeah.
I guess you could still sell a 2/2 and a 1/3 for
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the monkeys.
Yeah, you also have to sell another thing.
No, because the Hogger players doesn't look like he's leveling either. He could still, but no, he's not.
So they're getting 5s?
Yeah. To be honest with you, like since the position that they're in, like
Yeah.
I don't hate just like staying on 4 or playing
I
tempo.
do, but I
Just being not
understand.
the
But
first person to die. You don't have to win the game. You just have to not be the first person to go out.
I guess. I would lock this up, yeah. We're not trying to win here. Ooh, that's a big pirate. How is it so big?
Very large pirate.
It got oh, it's getting buffed by Peggy, and then
Mostly Peggy, it
yeah,
looks like.
mostly Peggy. He does have the double procs now. The battle cry double procs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the cleave doesn't get to do the cleaving, and his cleave gets to do the cleaving, but it's
Ooh.
corner cleave.
It looks like they're gonna drop below cap here. This is a
Yeah.
very scary spot for them.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a game you can reevaluate on later down the line because there are a lot of opportunities. I think. Ooh, they could. I'd be getting 6s. uh, there's so much. There's so much chances.
Yeah, we need to open up this this triple reward before we do all these rolls. We spent so much money. We need to open up the.
Yeah. Open up the Corsair, or we're not doing it. We're just playing it for 5s too. Yeah. It's a brand. Maybe that could be relevant.
Maybe they do still have quite a bit of money in their hand.
Yeah.
Hey, we did it.
Hey, we got a Furious driver. If you knew you had a Furious driver coming, you could have taken the messenger
I
because
mean,
there's because he has brand double elemental
right.
plus a messenger plus a Furious driver, right? Would have been his
Yeah.
board, and that could have actually
And you already
like
have
helped.
two.
Yeah, I
Two
mean
all tribes on your board.
with double elemental, you'd have 4, right? So I think it would have been very clean.
Ooh, time is ticking down, and they still have a lot of money.
Okay, the Corsair triple, pass it to the teammate. They just need tempo, but the brand, are you selling? Okay. Yeah, the pressure. And they know we're spectating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlucky.
That's a very strong board from.
Yeah, nice
Hard.
cleave though. Very nice
It
cleave
was.
to kind of ruin him. I think it actually lets them win the fight, right? That single cleave actually. Like to be fair, like Miss Bowers probably doesn't. Well, that was Ben Ren, right? Ben Ren probably didn't want to have the like. He set up a fantastic cleave for himself. Like he got with the way his positioning was. So that you can't really blame the cleaver. You have to blame the cleavee.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah,
Double two-face Doomguard, Archimonde, and Drakari.
yeah.
Alright, so
Gets to live another day.
they semi-scam out being alive again. That's nice.
Yeah, that cleave basically carried them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But where
Now
do
they
you go from here, right? You've put yourself in a horrible tempo position. Like you don't really have a board any direction. Like there's nothing going for you really. You just kind of have to hope that this Hogger can fully carry your setup. But you took the brand though.
you
Like that's
played the brand, yeah.
it's
That's the
it's
problem. You
ah
really need this brand to be on the Hogger's board.
it's rough. Okay, that's decent. Definitely wanted to buy it in the other order though, so that you can get the procs on the gunpowder. But we're not even playing the gunpowder.
Nah, looks like he's just holding it as a pair.
I mean, that feels. He has so many pairs in
Yeah.
his
I mean,
hand.
like,
Yeah.
the thing is, if you play the gunpowder, what are you
You,
selling?
you you sell the grift. We're getting out of this, or even this cap. I don't like captains. Like they're not that good.
Yeah, it's more along the lines of you're at 7 HP and you don't really want to sell a 64-36 for a 3-6.
See, I would. But I understand what you're saying. I just would still do it. Yeah. We're just never leveling. It
Spend your
seems.
gold first. Hmm.
What five were we even looking for at this point? Right, we already have a golden
Generally fine
Corsair.
value.
Yeah,
I think we're just cycling the monkeys for fun at this point.
for fun. Yeah,
I mean, maybe he wants a brand for himself.
nah.
This cleave's gonna have to do a lot of work.
Yeah, you basically have to solo the two fights by yourself. Oh wow, this board is not a board either.
Looks like it's going to.
Wow, what is this too?
Whew. They're staying alive. And it does put the other team that can actually catch them under cap. And they get a ghost. Oh, they've
Yeah,
already won it.
yeah,
Doesn't
yeah, yeah.
They've
Of
already
course,
done their
yeah,
job. Yeah.
yeah.
They just needed to not take fourth, and they did.
Wow. I gotta say, this Galacron's board is also not very impressive. I'm looking at it too. There's nothing in there. Like, what happened?
So ironically, had Sonic and Thiz knocked out Kincaid and Atheist Clarity here,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been a tie. Because they would have gotten a half point for 3.5.
Are we leveling? Are we finally leveling, getting 2 6s? Are we finally? No, we're not. Why? It's a good. What are we looking for?
I mean, they're against the Ghost Hand also. They've already done what they needed
Yeah,
to do.
sure, but I mean, okay, so they tripped. They did eventually level afterwards. After you get the Night Bane that you're about to sell for nothing. There's a Spacefarer. Finally, you could do something with that.
Yeah, that'd have been cool to have on the board a few turns
A
ago.
few turns ago, yeah.
It's okay.
The shell is 32 health. Like it's not bad.
Yeah.
Hmm. Honestly, I don't think you need the Elise anymore. Don't know how often you're rolling 5. I mean, Brand is such an OP card in solos, right? Like in solos, Brand is like the best card in the game because everyone can find some advantage in it. In duos, it's not. You have to be very deliberate about your Brand play. So I think a lot of people just have this tendency from solos to be like, "Oh, Brand, I'll find a use for it," and then as they actually start playing and you like realizing you have to use your goat for your teammate a lot of the time, it's like, oh, this isn't actually working out as well as it normally is in my solo games. So um, I definitely like I hear a lot of discussion about how Brand's the best, right, in solos, but in our duo games a lot of times it's just another tool. It's not really a lot of the times the best card. I would much rather have Drakari most of the games than Brand in a lot of situations. May as well. I mean, they're top two, so doesn't really matter, I guess. It's another double nether. Yeah, it's so late to start doing this though.
Yeah. Would have been nice earlier.
Yeah,
It's what I talked about. Like, is like probably one of the stronger things you can do in this lobby is just print nethers. But yeah, so just a formality to finish up here. But it looks like from the lobby that we're spectating now, it's going to be Alucard and HMC, as well as Kincaid and Atheist Clary making it to the finals. And then from lobby 2, it's going to be Hapaver and Jay Carrick, as well as XQN and Zorgo. So that's
yeah,
going to be our
yeah.
finals lobby.
You sell the Elise here, and then you buff with one construct, you eat with the second, and then you have the apples to eat with the second. That'd be my line, but we're just holding it. Why
Yeah.
not? Whatever. I've given up on this game myself. Don't.
Listen, they did what they needed to do. They needed to not take last, and they didn't take last.
Sure. I that's not my game plan when I go into these games, but I understand what you're saying.
But that's how tournaments are different, right? Like
Uh,
sometimes what you need to do is not always just try to
no,
win the game.
you can do both. I can still win and not take last as well. Like that's the difference. But yeah, they got their job done. Right, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. That's a lot of minions coming out of
A
that.
lot of minions.
Yeah.
It's gonna
The Terran player died, which is like considering
really.
their start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because
The
the
Galakrond didn't have
Galakrond
a
didn't really
board.
ever have a
Yeah.
board at any point. Wasn't able to find something to do. All right, that's gonna do it for the first round.
We can see the scores here as well. The ones in green are making it to the next round. Unfortunate for Miss Bowers, Benra, and Sonic This or Die, Spidey Seville, which were the tournament winners in
They
the
were
last
the
round.
tournament winners, yeah, from the
Yeah.
previous one. And
And
I think
the
they took second in the. So we've done 3, right? Motbot sponsored 3 at this point.
yeah.
Huge shout out to Motbot, by the way. Thank you for sponsoring this. We would not be able to do this without him.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's the third one that he's hosted or that he sponsored in the last 6 months or so.
Mhm.
And Seville Spidey took first in the one that we did back in December, and then they took second, I believe, in the first one that we ever did, or maybe it was third. Maybe they took third, but like either way, they've made it to the finals and placed very well in both of them. So for them not to make it to the finals is a little surprising, I would say.
It's
But
a tough lobby to be fair,
oh,
and
it's a very tough lobby.
yeah, and anomalies can like Hopper and Jake Carrick won that second game for free. Like it was over, right? So there's just some games with good players you're not going to be able to compete, right? So that can mess with your results for sure. But yeah, overall, still pretty interesting. But
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and take our break, give them a couple minutes, and then hop into the finals.